Alright, before this video starts, let me know if you guys would like to see an MLB The Show 16 franchise series on this channel. Obviously, with the OOTP 17 Angels series ending soon, I'm going to start putting some new stuff up on the channel. And I've gotten a couple questions on if I'm going to do an MLB The Show 16 franchise. So if you're interested, just let me know in the comments. If you're not interested, just say I'm not really interested. But if you are, just leave some suggestions on teams that maybe you would like to see. I have a few in mind, but my only requirement is that they cannot be from the AL West, seeing as we've just done essentially 10 years with the Los Angeles Angels. We're going to try to get out of the AL West. So once again, if you're interested in an MLB The Show 16 franchise, let me know down in the comments below. Now let's start the video. Alright, what's up guys? We are here with episode 31 of my OOTP 17 Los Angeles Angels franchise. We just lost the World Series in 6 games to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and now we are in the 2024 offseason, the last offseason that we will see for this series. So if we go to mail and news, some important things actually happened. The league expanded once again by 2 more teams, so now we're going to have to deal with another expansion draft. So the new teams are the Columbus Tailgaters and the Memphis Blazers. So existing teams have to submit the protection lists for the upcoming expansion draft until November 29th, 2024. The draft itself is held 1 day later. So that is that. So if we go down here, let's see, what do we got? Pittsburgh. Okay, so Zagunis option year needed. We're definitely going to bring him back. There's no reason not to, so execute the option. Tellez we're going to bring back, so execute the option. Claudio is going to test free agency, it would seem. So our owner, that was a heart-wrenching loss in the finals, right? Oh, to come so close but have victory snatched from you. But we'll get them next year. Be proud of the team you put together. He's happy that we upgraded at third base. We did not improve stolen bases, but, we did not cut payroll. We increased profit, it would seem. I made the playoffs. We have not won the World Series in 22 years. So next year he wants us to win the championship, improve stolen bases, cut payroll by about $10 million, and build a team that can bring a championship. That doesn't really matter because next year's the last year. So our budget is $204 million, team payroll of around 190, so pretty much the same. So we are losing our assistant GM, Johnny Alvarez, which is all good. We can always sign another one. But the most important thing is that the league expanded by 2 teams. So we have to submit our protection list, of course. So let's just go all the way to the top here. So obviously we are going to keep Jose Fernandez, Mike Trout. We're not going to keep Darvish, Guerrero. We have Moreno next year, right? Yes, okay. So we'll keep Moreno, we'll keep Tellez, Bogarts. Hedges is going to test free agency, I believe. Yep, so we're not going to put him on there just yet. We'll keep Miranda, though. We will keep Urena for sure. We'll keep Jurnak, because he didn't do too bad. Well, actually, yes, he did. He was doing good there for a while, but I guess the... Oh, well. So let's see. Who else do we want to keep? We want to keep Zagunis. We want to keep... I don't know. We'll worry about that later. So we have 9 players protected right now. So, I mean, we just have to see where we're at, like, with free agency. So salary arbitration, let's see. So we're not going to give an offer to Darvish. We're not going to give an offer to... Yeah, we're going to let Claudio... Well, how much does Hedges want? Offer an extension. He only wants $3 million, so would you maybe... Because he made $1 million last year, so let me try maybe... Oh, whoa, no, whoops, wrong one. Would you take maybe... It's be easier to type in the number. 2.5? Okay. So we wanted 3.2, we give him 2.5. Perez, we're not going to bring back. Claudio, we're not going to bring back. Well, I would like to bring Claudio back, but I imagine he wants a heck of a lot of money. And he does. $13 million. We can always find someone cheaper. Moreno, what are you looking at in an extension? You don't want a lot, so would you take maybe... You made 1.4 this year, so how about 1.5? Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're just going to withdraw all these offers. That way we don't accidentally forget to do it later. There we go. And there we go. Withdrew all the offers. Cousins, I I think we're going to let him walk. I know the home runs are kind of hard to replace, but well, how much does he want? Because he might be a cheap. Yeah, he only wants $1 million. I mean, at worst, he can be a solid bench bat. So now, would you take maybe just 1.1? Actually, yeah. What about just 1.1? No, okay. I think I'm gonna let him test free agency because we can always sign him back. I mean, he's 30 years old. A one-star guy. He doesn't hit for average, just home runs. I mean, he's given us 23 home runs the past 2 years. But I'm going to see if I can get maybe someone a little more well-rounded to put in that DH spot. So we definitely want to bring Guerrero back, though. So offer an extension. He only wants that much. He made Major League minimum. So would you take maybe... Would you go 4... Let's try 4 flat, see where that's at. No, okay. How about... I guess it'd be easier just to type in the number. Once again, just a little lazy. How about 4.75? Okay. Cool, man. So we got that. Cologne, we will bring back if he doesn't want too much. Nope, he doesn't want a lot. That's a nice cheap option there for the bullpen. Would you take 8.10? No. How about would you take just $1 million flat? No. Okay. So this is going to be a little tougher. How about just 1.1? Okay. So we got Cologne back, another cheap bullpen guy. Ben Lively, he did okay this year. So I think we'll bring him back if he doesn't want too much. He made $913,000 last year, so would you take $1,020,000? How about $1,130,000? No. This guy's playing hardball. 1.2. Okay. I'm sure that wasn't really too helpful, but okay. We're going to let Darvish walk. I know he had an excellent season, but the dude's 38 years old. He's just going to start declining, I think. I mean, how much does he want? Because he did really well. Yeah, like he wants. We could definitely get another pitcher for $12 million if we really wanted it. So yes, we're gonna give extensions to Lively, Cologne, Moreno, Guerrero, and Hedges, and we're gonna let Claudio and Perez test free agency. We're also gonna let Cousins and Darvish test free agency. Now, I would like to bring Austin Bain. Well, I'll let these guys walk. Because there's not really anyone in my minor league system that I'd want to keep. So, yeah, I'm going to let some of these guys... Oh, Alex Rodriguez. Yeah, that's the other Alex Rodriguez. There's not really anyone... Oh, look at that, the other Jose Reyes. Oh, by the way, we signed Mickey Moniak just for the hell of it. And it seems like he did... Seems like he did okay this year down in Double-A. Yeah, he hit 265, so we'll bring him back. Minor league extension. Did it do it? Oh, okay, I guess it did. Okay, cool. Anybody else I really want to bring back? Not really. We'll worry about it later. So yeah. So I think that's all we're going to do. So I think I'll just simulate up ahead to where the awards are announced, because I believe that happens. Okay, yep. Actually, it just happens right there. All right, so we got Moniak, Hedges. Okay, so we got everyone back, basically. So that is good, right? Are we waiting on anybody? I don't think we are. Oh, we're just waiting on Guerrero Jr., which is fine. So let's just simulate up ahead until these awards are announced. I imagine... Yep, okay, so we got Guerrero back, which is good. So here we go, awards. So in the AL, did we win anything? We did not. So it was Raul Alcantara, Gabriel Chavez, Gavin Cicchini, Chase Strumpf, Jimmy Jarrell, Raul Mondesi, Dario Unda, Leonardo Molina, and Austin Beck. And in the NL, Nick Rumbelow, Reese McGuire, Anthony Rizzo, Gavin Lux, Nolan Arenado, who's now in the Dodgers, Xavier Edwards, Mitch Hansen, Bobby Gonzalez, and Chris Goff. So tomorrow is the reliever of the year. I imagine Claudio might... Okay, yeah, so Claudio finished second, Carson Smith finished third, Enrique Cabrera, the Mariners, finished first in the NL. Dylan Hudson won reliever of the year, followed by Alger Hodgson of the Pilots and Matt Stites of the Brewers. Tomorrow is the Silver Slugger Award, so we should get some names here. Okay, so we got one Silver Slugger in Trout. The other winners were Thomas Dillard, AJ Reed, Rougned Odor, Chris Bryant, Carlos Correa, Braxton Davidson, Mike Trout, Justin Bradham, and Carlos Santana. And in the NL, Marco Gonzalez, Kiner Pina, Myung Chul Yu, Woo Shing Hoon, Nolan Arenado, Ahmed Diaz, Chris Sharp, Kyle Hoffman, and Jeremias Porterreal. Tomorrow now is the Rookie of the Year. I don't think we had any rookies on the team, so let's see. So Justin Bradham of the Blue Jays, who also won that Silver Slugger, finished first. Barrett O'Leary of the Athletics finished second, while Diego Avila of the Red Sox finished third. And the NL, it was that second baseman that was in free agency last offseason that we kind of considered signing, but we didn't. He went to the Cubs, obviously. John Otley of the D-backs finished second, and Myung-Chung Yu, completely butchered those two names, finished third. In the AL, best manager was the Seattle Mariners' Tony Saunders. I'm a little upset. I know it doesn't mean much, but I'm a little upset that we didn't win it, but oh well. And then in the NL, it was Angel Miranda of the Cincinnati Reds, it would seem. So tomorrow is the Cy Young Award, and it was given to Bobby Wall of the Oakland Athletics, and we actually finished second and third. Fernandez finished second, and Darvish finished third, so I guess that's an okay consolation prize. And in the NL, it was Cody Medeiros of the Brewers, followed by Ian Anderson of the Cardinals, and Tyler Glasnow of the Pirates. And now finally the MVP award. Let's see who won that. So in the AL, it was Chris Bryant, followed by Mike Trout, unfortunately, and Braxton Davidson. So Trout finished second once again. And in the NL, it was Bill Gimmick, followed by Chris Sharp and Cody Medeiros. So with that being said, we're just going to simulate up until the free agents file and then decide what we want to do with this team this offseason. This is the last offseason for us. So I think that's what we will do. So we'll be back, I guess, by the end of November. Okay, it is November 28th. Free agents have filed, as you can see, and this is going to be my protection list for the expansion draft. So we are going to keep Zagunis, Bogarts, Urena, Hedges, Garrett, Colomb, Tellez, Guerrero, Juranek, Lively, Murchison, Boissiere, Arvelaez, Moreno, Fernandez, Miranda, Manuz, Windham, Trout, Green, Capochi, Castiero, Santillan, Holland, and Diaz as our 25 players. The only ones of value that we're really not keeping, well, actually the only one really, is Travis Hoskins. That's really the only guy that we're not keeping at this point. So that is that. So we're going to submit the protection list, so none of those guys will get taken. So if we look at our lineups, we actually don't need to sign any bats this year because I have looked at it. So Zagunis will be our catcher, Tellez at first, Ramirez at second, Bogarts at third, Urena at short, Boissiere in left, Trout in center, and Guerrero in right with Miranda as the DH. I'm putting him at DH because his injury history is fragile, so I'm hoping maybe putting him at DH that he can stay healthy this year. So that is the idea, and then we move Boissiere to left. He actually plays a better defensive left field than Miranda anyway, so I'm guessing that'll help. And then our backup catcher is Hedges. Our backup first baseman and DH will be Windham. Our backup second, third, and shortstop will be Juranek, and our backup outfielder will be Murchison. So that's that. And then in terms of pitching, we actually only need a closer and two starting pitchers this year because we have Garrett signed already. We also have Park signed already. So we do have a little, how much money do we have to spend, actually? So we have $27 million for free agents. So I guess we have a little money to spend. And whoa, what was that? What was that? Zara is on the trading block. Oh, he never developed. Yeah, that's wow, he never developed. That is a shame. That's crazy. All right. Well, that being said, something funny came up in my news. So if you guys remember, Makata Akiyama was on the team back in the day. He never really worked out for us, unfortunately, but it seems like he has reached the free agent market at age 35. He still has that incredible home run power, but it seems like he is declining at this point. He never did hit for much of an average. You see, like last year, he just hit 228. He had 21 home runs. He's really another Tellez, to be perfectly honest with you. You see, he had 36 home runs, 96 RBIs, but only a 244 average. And then 2023, 31 home runs, 95 RBIs, but a 256 average. And he can't even play very well in the field. You see, he has like the lowest possible rating for someone, so he can really only play DH. So I imagine that's why with the Mets, he probably that's why that WAR is probably a little lower than it would be if he was maybe like on an AL team or whatever. But that is that. So actually, there is no one in the international market, and we've reached the point where like a lot of these guys hitting the market are over 30 years old. You see, Bumgarner is available, Chris Bryant is available once again, Carlos Martinez, Zach Wheeler, Jesse Hahn, Quintana, Correa is available. 4.5-star player at this point. Wow, it would be nice to have him, but of course he wants $40 million, and we're not going to give him that. We don't even have that much. So Let's go to the offseason center, see maybe some names that we might want to sign. I saw Bryce Harper's available, and I saw Franco's available. So let's just look for maybe some cheap pitchers here, because that is the idea. Okay, so Keone Kela, but he's fragile. I don't want to risk. Yeah, I mean, those ratings are nice, but I don't want to risk injury, especially when I'm going to pay this guy close to $30 million. Jake Barrett, maybe. I'd be paying him less than Claudio. Yimi Garcia might actually be a solid closer. Yeah, I think we'll try to sign Yimi Garcia to somewhere close to $5 million, I suppose. Henry Owens is now... Yeah, I think we're going to go with... Actually, Owens might not be that bad as a starter, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, he'd be okay. He'd be an average starter, I suppose. Alright, we could probably find someone better. But yeah, I definitely want to sign Garcia to go into the bullpen. Offer contract. He wants a vesting option. We'll give him a team option. I would give you $5 million flat in that, and then 4.6. Whoa, what the heck did I just do? Whoops. Offer contract. Oh, what? I just clicked on Yasiel Puig, not Yimi Garcia. Whoops. Offer contract. Alright, so we were going to give you... Not that it really matters at this point, but we're going to give him $5 million this year for a team option. And then we'll give you the same amount in 2026. Okay. So there we go. So we have someone in the bullpen. So now let's look at starting pitchers, because we need two of them. Bumgarner wants $29 million, and it would be nice to have him, but I'm not going to give him $29 million. I don't think we have $29 million, so we got to find some budget arms. So Clayton Kershaw has hit the free agent market. I would not be opposed to bring him back. He's done terrible with Toronto the past few years. He's fragile. He only wants $4 million, though. I feel like this is a risk I would take. He really broke down towards the end of the year. That kind of concerns me a little bit, but I would not mind bringing Kershaw back. Lance Lynn, he wants a 4.8. I would not mind bringing in Lance Lynn, to be honest. We'd have an old rotation, but we can't do any trades because there's nobody really to trade, unfortunately. Trevor Bauer. Wow. I feel like Bauer might be just a good... Yeah, I think we're going to bring in Bauer. I mean, he only wants $1 million, so why not? And then that leads us to, spend more money elsewhere. So we will give him 1.7 just to seal the deal, hopefully. Because I don't think any other team would want him, but just in case. Zach Wheeler is injured. He wants, $26 million? Yeah, he wants $26 million. I'm not going to give that to him. Finnegan, I'm kind of leaning towards, I feel like I don't know, the fragile thing scares me okay, I'm not going to sign Kershaw, because that's just going to blow up in my face. I know it is. So let's see, who else do we have? This Jonah Wesley guy, no, definitely not. Kyle Funkhauser. Alright, this guy is, he has a me-first attitude. I don't really want to bring one of them in. Quintana, but we already went through Quintana. Not that that's a bad thing, but are there any cheap... So this Matt Smorale guy, he only wants 2.8, but that's just because he's only a two-pitch pitcher. And he doesn't really... This guy's more of a relief... Like, this guy would be really good in the bullpen, but as a starter, he doesn't have what it takes, I don't think. Which is unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Would not mind bringing in Lance Lynn as a fifth starter, to be perfectly honest with you. Although I feel like we need to... I don't know. I just feel like we need to get, a good start. Well, I guess... I don't know. Are there any relief pitchers that have high stamina that, just got converted to relief pitcher? Like Henry Owens, for example. So DeGrom got converted to be a relief pitcher, but he's not really that good anymore. Oberholzer is interesting. No, he's not. Let's see, any names here. Braxton Garrett, there's a name. Alright, so he has no movement, but... Actually, this is a guy that I would not be opposed to signing as a starter, and then maybe just because he's the only knock on him is his movement. Yeah, good job at the bottom of the rotation. I would not, I really wouldn't be opposed to bringing him up as a starter. So, yeah, let me give, where is he? Braxton Garrett, he wants, what, $2 million. So we'll give him 3. Okay. Submit the offer, that's that. Now, however, if he just completely bombs, I would like to get a better starter in there. So I just want to sign someone for insurance reasons. Although, yeah, there's not really much I can do at that point. So, I don't know. I guess a rotation of Fernandez, Park, Garrett again, and Bauer wouldn't be that bad. It leaves us some money to be able to trade if need be at the deadline. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Is anybody on the waiver wire? No. So, yeah, I think that is actually what I will do. I think I'm just going to give contracts to Garrett, Garcia, and Bauer and go from there, because there's not the pitchers that are available for starters, none of them really interest me all that much. Whoops, I clicked reliever. Whoops. Like, I don't have the money for Kella. I could bring back Darvish, but that's just a big risk at this point. Smoral's not really a starter. He's more of a reliever. Bumgarner, I don't have the money for him. Martinez, I don't want to bring back. Kershaw, his injury history scares me, and he really has not done too well the past several years. Lance Lynn, he intrigues me, but I feel like if we could get the same production out of like a Garrett or a Bauer. Joe Ross, he's intriguing for sure. He actually had one of his best years last year with the Cubs. I mean, that's interesting, but he wants $20 million. Now, if that goes down, I might consider it. Finnegan is definitely interesting, but, he only wants 17 mil. I think I might actually, let me bring in, his slider, though, that kind of scares me. It's not great. It's okay. He's got a good fastball, though. Slightly above average as a starter. I wouldn't mind it. This guy's won 2. Wow, this guy is 2 World Series rings. Good for him. 17 million. No, I think we'll go into the season with this, and then if need be, we will make a trade. So the expansion draft is tomorrow, so that should be entertaining. So we're going to simulate past today, see... Oh, so we have to... Oops. Alright, so it seems like the Tailgaters have the number 1 pick in this, which means that the Blazers will have... let's see, complete the draft. So it seems like not a lot of great players available, which is not surprising. No thanks. It's not my team. So, with that being said, I think we'll simulate ahead until we get news about the guys that we are trying. Alright, so the preseason, I guess, began today. It is January 31st. We did get Trevor Bauer, the Hall of Fame voting results. Vlad Guerrero got in on his 9th year on the ballot. Pudge Rodriguez, he got 70.9% of the vote in his 9th year, so next year it'll be the make or break year. Roy Halladay is in his 7th year. Let's see, anybody get dropped? So Hoffman got dropped, Peavy got dropped, as did Brian McCann, Adrian Gonzalez, Cole Hamels, Jose Bautista, and Tim Lincecum. So all of those players got dropped. Looking here, Halladay's in his 7th year, so he might make it. Let's see. Giambi is in his 6th year, as is Abreu, so they probably won't make it because they're so far down. So that is that. We did get Trevor Bauer, so we do have everyone that we needed. So if we go to rosters and transactions, designated for assignment, and then Los Angeles active roster. Whoops. Active roster, put Bauer on the active roster, and then 40-man roster. And go to pitching. So we have Garcia. He will be our closer this year. Bauer will slot in at number 4. And Garrett will be at number 5. So our rotation this year will be Fernandez, Park, Garrett, Bauer, and Garrett. So I don't know. I mean, it's not the best, I'll admit that, but hopefully the offense kind of carries us like it did last year. And obviously, that's not a thing you hope for. Like, you don't hope, you hope that everyone on your team contributes to the best of their ability. But with this team, the offense will definitely need to carry a little bit of the slack because our pitching staff is not that good. I don't know. Now, Correa, I'm looking at this now. Correa wants $12.5 million, which is interesting. Are there any, let me see, starting wise? All right, so a lot of these guys lower their demands, which is good. There's just not really anyone here that I would want. But the fact that, what's his name, Correa lowered his demand, that is interesting. Nobody has signed Akiyama yet, not surprisingly. Buster Posey, his injury history is wrecked. That's a shame. Steven Moya, I actually have him in my Phillies franchise that I'm doing off camera, or however you would say it. Not recording it, I suppose, would be better. Mookie Betts is, wow, a lot of guys are free agents. Cole Calhoun is still kicking around there at 37. He had an okay, well, actually, he only played 21 games for Arizona last year. I don't know, so that's pretty cool that, you see some of these guys, they're still kicking around. It's pretty crazy to think that in 2025, 9 years from now, that Correa's only going to be 30. Like, it's so weird, like, to think, like, man, in 9 years, these guys are still going to be, like, it's crazy to me. But I would not be opposed to making a trade for a pitcher, so I think what I'm going to do is just look at options off camera, and if I find any, I'll show you, and if not, then we will just probably just simulate ahead to the start of spring training. So I will be back. Alright, we are back. It is February 12th, coincidentally one day after my birthday, and I found a trade that I'm going to do. We're going to trade our starting second baseman, Mauricio Ramirez, along with Ryder Green and Angel Alvarado, to the Atlanta Braves for Sean Newcomb. Now, you will see why I'm saying Ramirez. It is tough. He is definitely one of our most consistent batters on the team. You see, he's good for close to 20 home runs, 75 RBIs a year. He's average defensively, but he can give you a high average. Not very fast, but definitely one of our better contributors over the past several years since we signed him. Ryder Green, he's he has okay stats, but he's really more well suited for the bullpen. His stamina is only 35. He's really a two-pitch pitcher. His changeup is not anything special. He's really just an average bullpen guy at best, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to trade him. And we're also going to just throw in this Angel Chopper Alvarado gimmick, who we got in a scouting discovery 3 years ago, just because that made the deal work. So we're going to complete that trade. And the fans are probably not going to, the fans were not happy. And the reason we did that is because we signed Carlos Correa to the team. So what we're going to do now is, you'll see, we're going to put Correa on the 25. And then let's see, who do we need to send down now? Oh, yeah, that's right. We need to send down a pitcher. So we can put maybe... This is tough. Actually, maybe... I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here, but we can put Newcomb just because, the roster's at 42 right now. So Newcomb will slot in as our number 2. Park will slot in as our number 3. And then I think Bauer... Well, actually... Yeah, Garrett can slot in as the 4. Bauer can slot in as the 5. We signed Garrett just because he was like a cheap option, but I think now what we can do is just shop him around, just because we don't really need him on the team anymore. Actually, let me see. Can I send him down to AAA, or is that not possible? Oh, okay. So let's waive in DFA. If someone picks up his option, great. Yeah, okay. So that's that. So our rotation going into the 2025 season would be Fernandez, Newcomb, Park, Garrett, and Bauer, with Garcia as our closer, Troy Moreno as our setup guys, Arvelaez, Manuz, Lively, and Colomb as the guys in the bullpen. And then moving to lineups, we have Correa slotting in, not at second. We're going to move Urena to second, Correa to short, because Urena actually plays a solid defensive second base. His rating at shortstop is the same at second base. So we're going to move Urena to second base. Correa is now at short. And I'm actually, let me just copy that and just paste this everywhere. So paste. paste, and then paste. And so now I think that we really have a solid team. We definitely have that nice 1-2 punch with starters, which we didn't really have before. I mean, nothing against Park, but he's not really well suited to be your number 2 and on a good team. Now we have that solid 1-2 punch that we can rely on in the postseason. Then we also have a solid 3 and 4 with Bauer rounding out the rotation at 5. Our bullpen, it's been solid the past several years, so I imagine it'll be solid again this year. And then our lineup, it's definitely stacked. We have Zagunis at catcher, Tellez at first, Urena at second, Bogarts at third, Correa at short, Boissier in left. He's a nice option. He's only a 1-star guy, but he can give you a solid average. He plays a solid defensive left field. He's got a little speed to him. Trout in center, Guerrero Jr. in right, and then Miranda as the DH with Hedges, Windham, Jurnick, and Murchison on the bench. So we definitely have a solid team. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to simulate up ahead to the end of spring training and just hopefully we don't get any injuries. So I will be back. All right, we are here at the end of spring training. It is now April 5th. Opening day is tomorrow. It seems like we open up against the Toronto Blue Jays. It actually seems like Memphis, which I didn't realize before, they actually were added to the AL West. So now we have 6 teams in the AL West as opposed to 5. Which is pretty interesting. You see, we got through spring training relatively unscathed. You see, we don't have any injuries, which is nice. I have to change that that lineup. But let's just take a look at the preseason predictions before we do that. See how your Los Angeles Angels are supposed to do this year according to the predictions. Of course, you can't really trust predictions that much because last year the Mariners were supposed to run away with the AL West, and of course, as you remember, we won the AL West. So the Orioles are supposed to go 105 and 57. That is interesting. So it seems like every division except the NL Central and NL West has 6 teams at this point. That's pretty interesting. But we are supposed to finish 94 and 68, tied with the Astros and 3 games behind the Athletics. We are supposed to have a 266 team average, score 816 runs, hit 207 home runs, steal 40 bases. Have a 3.87 team ERA, strike out around 1,350 guys, walk a little under 450. Top 10 hitters, we are supposed to have one of them. It's Mike Trout, not surprisingly. And pitchers, we are also supposed to have one of them with Jose Fernandez. I'm not too surprised that Newcomb's not on there, but that is that. Let's see, any other surprises? Brewers are supposed to win 98 games. Seems like Chris Bryant is now in Colorado. Wow, Chris Bryant's in Colorado. That would be fun to watch. Chicago White Sox are supposed to win 90 games in the AL Central. Let's see. The Memphis Blazers are supposed to go 57 and 105 this year. The Tailgaters are supposed to go 65 and 97. The Jacksonville Gimmicks are supposed to go 87 and 75, which is nice. It's finally nice to see them doing something. And the Pilots are supposed to go 68 and 94. That is a shame. But let's just fix this lineup real quick and then go on ahead. So would not be let's see, who should be leading off? Oops, nope. Let's have maybe Miranda lead off again, because he did all right last year. So we'll have Miranda lead off. Tellez as the cleanup guy. We could have Trout batting second. Urena batting fifth. Guerrero batting sixth. Bogarts seventh. Yeah, okay, I like this. So Miranda, Trout, Correa, Tellez, Urena, Guerrero Jr., Bogarts, Zagunis, and Boissier. I like that lineup. So we're going to copy that lineup and paste it. Paste that lineup. And then we will... Oh, okay. So then what we have to do is put Miranda into... Oops, nope. We have to put Miranda into left and take Boissier out of the lineup. And when... Actually, wait. No, we don't. What? No, what? No. I'm sorry. I thought I was looking at the lineup that was like not DH for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. But, okay, yeah. So that's fine. And then paste the lineup. So then we can take... Miranda and put him... Where's Miranda? Miranda and put him into left field and take Boissier out of the lineup. And then we can just copy this lineup and paste. Okay. So that is that. So that is your lineup for your 2025 Los Angeles Angels. Miranda, Trout, Correa, Tellez, Urena, Guerrero Jr., Bogarts, Zagunis, and Boissier. Thank you for watching episode number 31. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. New episode will probably be out tomorrow, Wednesday the 15th, hopefully. So once again, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.